Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is, before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the hopefully elect brothers taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Adah. This is a little history lesson on Issachar, the so-called Mexicans, the members of the northern tribe, the northern kingdom of Israel. All Latinos and Native Americans are Hebrew Israelites, but this is focusing specifically on the tribe of Issachar, who is also known as the Mexicans. Trip off of this. There is nothing new under the sun, man.
Now I'm sure a lot of...
And we got to understand who Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is. We have to know who we are, and we have to know that we have enemies. And the reason why we are treated the way we are treated by the specific group of people is because we are currently in our captivity. We are currently in our punishment from Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's the real name of the Father, Yahweh, and the real name of his Son, Yahweh Shai. His name is not Jesus. And Catholicism and Christianity is a strong delusion and has done nothing to save us. Have you noticed that all the Latinos they're in some form of either Catholicism or Christianity? And then the Southern Kingdom, Judah, you got your so-called blacks in America, we're in some form of Christianity, and yet the same group of white people keep beating our asses all day long. How the fuck does that work, man? It's because we're following the wrong gods. Check out this little history lesson this sister brings.
Mexican Americans. Now, I'm sure a lot of Mexican Americans know this story, but for the rest of us, let me put you on to something that this country never wanted us to know. There was a decade in Texas where Mexican Americans were hunted, not secretly, not by fringe groups. I'm talking Texas Rangers, sheriffs, and white vigilantes, killing people with badges pinned to their chests like permission slips. And this period has a name: La Matanza, the massacre, 1910 to 1920. And the only reason you didn't learn about it in school is because Texas made sure you never did. So how did this all start? Let me tell you. Texas was in a panic. The Mexican Revolution was happening right across the border. And white ranchers were afraid that the land that they had stolen might not stay stolen. So the state did what America always does when it wants to justify violence. It manufactured a threat. Mexicans are dangerous. Mexicans are bandits. Mexicans are rebels. Mexicans...
See what they do? They use their technology, their media. I'm telling you, the media was given to Esau as a form of the sword, because anytime he demonizes whoever he is demonizing on that media, it justifies why he then gets to go and do really bad things to you. And so here we see what he did to the Middle East. Here we see what he did to the Southern Kingdom. Here we see what he did to Russia. Here we see what they're doing today with ICE. Back in 1910, using the press, using the media to slander, to accuse the brethren. They are the accuser of the brethren, putting Issachar in a category of some form of bad accusation to then justify murdering them. Look at this.
Are spies. And once you label an entire group as a threat, you've already written the permission slip for violence. That's when the killings began. Door-to-door raids, kidnappings, interrogations, shootings without trial. Some people were murdered crossing the wrong patch of road. Some were murdered just for being Mexican in the wrong town. Texas called it law and order, but history calls it what it was: state-sanctioned terror. Entire communities lived in fear. Fear of men on horseback wearing ranger badges. No warrants, no trials, no accountability. Historians confirm that hundreds of Mexican Americans were killed. And the real number may reach into the thousands, because most of those deaths weren't documented. Families were scared to ask questions. Bodies were dumped in the Rio Grande. Names went unrecorded. And witnesses stayed silent to stay alive. The Rangers carried out lynchings, public shootings, and executions without trial, all under the banner of protection. This wasn't a riot, it wasn't a conflict, it was a purge. By 1919, the violence was so widespread that Texas legislature had no choice but to launch an investigation. The Canales investigation. Hundreds of pages of testimony. Witnesses describing murders, tortures, disappearances. And what happened? Almost no one was punished. A few rangers were dismissed. Most kept their jobs and some were even promoted. And their findings? Buried. Not taught. Not acknowledged. Texas rewrote the story and turned the rangers into heroes. They didn't forget La Matanza. They concealed it. This wasn't ancient history. People who survived La Matanza lived well into the 1980s and 1990s. Their grandchildren are alive right now. And the fear that still sits in some Mexican-American families, that don't draw attention, don't call the police, that don't make noise, fear, that's not cultural memory, that's generational trauma. Meanwhile, the same Texas Rangers who carried out the killings, some of their names are still on state buildings, still in museums, still glamorized on TV. Texas preserved their mythology and erased the people they terrorized. La Matanza wasn't a footnote. It was an ethnic cleansing. And the only reason most people don't know about it today is because Texas decided that its pride mattered more than the truth. Now, I'm sure a lot of Mexican...
Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, has always been our enemies. Whether you are so-called black or brown or Native American, it's the, how do three unique people groups just so happen to have the same fucking enemy? Because we're not different. We're the same race. We're the same nation, just different tribes. My people, my heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. When you pull that precept, look, let's get that. So when you think of Native American Indians, when you think of Mexicans, right? All the different Latinos, all the different shades of brown. And then when you think of the Southern Kingdom, the Haitians, the Jamaicans, and the blacks in America, right? This is what you see, bro. And of course, we were scattered the four corners of the earth. My heritage is as a speckled bird. All right, we're images. This is what you see, bro. See how that bird has different, see? There's another one, boom. That's us, you guys. We gotta love our people, bro. And we gotta defend each other, and we gotta mourn, we gotta weep, right? When we see things happening to all tribes, not just Judah, man. All right, it's not just Judah. You heard what that lady said, bro. Issachar was getting lynched too, bro. This shit fucking pisses me off, dude. I hate the fact, and I was just thinking right now, I'm listening to her talk.
Americans know this.
And we need more, bro. I know Judah. I know we get upset, we get mad at the Northern Kingdom, right? Because we want them to wake up. But bro, at the same time too, I was thinking, and this is fucking crazy. I'm half Mexican. I'm half Issachar, right, on my mom's side. But I'm Judah on my father's side, so I was always Judah. I remember, and I was raised with Issachar in Yuma, Arizona. But I had nothing but fucking friends. But because of the curses that we're under, and because of the indoctrination of Esau, there still was, in my mind, there was times I would be afraid of the Chicanos. I would look at them at such strangeness, but I never looked at Edomites. I never fucking looked at the farmers. I never looked at white people scary like that. And Issachar has no history of ever slaughtering the Judites, bro. Where was that fear coming? And I still ended up growing up having friends that were Mexicans. Why did I have a weirdo fear when I was a child? I would see lowriders sometimes. I would get fucking scared, bro. Why? But I wouldn't get scared of Edomites? It's because of the fucking indoctrination on the television, bro. Always making our people look like the fucking... Look what she said.
Story.
Watch.
But, so the state did what America always does when it wants to justify violence. It manufactured a threat. Mexicans are dangerous. Mexicans are bandits. Mexicans are rebels. Mexicans are spies. And once...
Same shit they said about us, you guys. Just a little different. I think one of the first movies that came out of Hollywood was something of a Nation, where they painted out, they had a bunch of Edomite men with black face that were trying to attack the white women. It was all propaganda, but that shit fucking works, man. Look at this shit.
To label an entire group as a threat, you've already written the permission.
Yeah, what do you see? Remember all the signs we see? No colors here. Talking about the Southern Kingdom. Well, what the fuck is this? It's the same shit for the Northern Kingdom, right? We serve whites only. No Spanish or Mexicans. So look, I'm gonna jump to something really quick. Let me pull this right here. Look at this.
Substantiating that these are Israelites.
This is the brother Benign from the GMS Atlanta camp, doing a very excellent job on the tribe of Issachar. Listen to some of the things that he's going to pull out. I'm going to start it from the beginning.
Shalom, Yasharallah. Before I get started, I'd like to give all praises to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakar Kradash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. What I would like to do, through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, in this particular lesson, and Yahweh Ratazah, I'm able to make this and turn this into a series, and start to delve into the 12 tribes. And in this particular video, I want to start with the tribe of Issachar. And I hope through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, that this lesson is edifying. In the tribe of Issachar, Yashakar in the Hebrew, Yash meaning he, Shah meaning is, Kar meaning hired, are the modern day so-called Mexicans. If you're looking at the photo that I have queued up for you, even when you look at Carnello, who's an Issacharite, all right, look at the garment that he has on, the attire that he has on, the garment that he has on down to the foot with fringes on the bottom. And why does he do these things? Because it's in his spirit to be this way, all right? The Issacharite are the modern day so-called Mexicans, okay? But how do we know to be sure? I'll start in Genesis, the 49th chapter, and I'll read the first and the second verse, and I'll jump down.
And all the prophecies, remember, what are prophecies and oracles? Look at them as they are programs that govern the spirits of the earth. Everything that the Most High has written, those are oracles and they're programs, and they govern the minds of specific nations, specific individuals, specific tribes, based on what he has decreed, because the Most High is the sovereign power who reigns in the kingdom of men. Everything takes place. An orange is an orange because the Most High said it's an orange. A palm tree is a palm tree because Yahweh said it's a palm tree. The tribe of Issachar is the tribe of Issachar because Yahweh said so. The tribe of Judah is the tribe of Judah because Yahweh said so. Esau, the so-called white man, is the Edomites because Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai said so. And anything written in prophecy about those tribes, about those nations, are supernatural programs that govern. What does govern mean, you guys? What does govern? You got to look into how powerful the Most High is. What does govern mean? Govern. To rule with authority. All right? To steer. Be at the helm of. To rule, command, to direct. Okay? To direct. Your nationality is directed by the Spirit of the Most High, even when you don't know who you are. And it doesn't matter what someone else wants to say you are. You are what the Most High literally orders you to be by the precepts and the prophecies in the scriptures. Okay? To direct, rule, guide, govern. This is originally to steer, to pilot. All right? And those of us that are being woke up, we are being steered to wake up with the understanding.
Verse 14. It also goes to show you that our forefather Jacob was a prophet too as well. All right. His name was later changed to Israel because he told his sons what would befall them and where they would be in these last days. And we're in the last days now. I'll start at Genesis 49 and I read verse 1 and 2 and jump straightly or directly to verse 14. It reads this: And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which may befall you in the last days. And again, we're in the last days now. Verse 2. Gather yourselves together, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto your father Israel. Now, I got a few things queued up for you and certain points that I want to make,
Now look at this, and I'll stop it because I want this to be really short, but look at this right here. This is showing you, look, GMS, the elders and the apostles of GMS, and all the men who follow GMS, you guys need to understand, they are the only Hebrew Israelite group on the planet Earth that have gone into the Bible and skillfully been able to explain all of the Northern Kingdom tribes, their migrations in prophecy on planet Earth, and locating them with South, Central, and Northern America, and proving them going into the scriptures. No one else has been able to do this. All right? The testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. To know Yahushua, you have to know prophecy. And these men have skillfully opened up the prophecies by the spirit of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua and have identified in the 100% truth the Northern Kingdom being the Latinos and the Native Americans, bro. And these are so-called black men that have done this. Now, there are the Northern Kingdom doing this too, but what would make so-called black men be so concerned about opening up the truths in the scriptures about the Northern Kingdom? Because these are prophets. They are the tribe of Judah, bro. You guys have to see this for what it is, man. You Northern Kingdom Israelites, you Mexicans, you Central and South America, you have to wake up to who you are.
We segue, through this particular lesson to further substantiate that the modern day so-called Mexicans are or is the tribe of Issachar. All right. Now, let's go directly to Genesis, the 49th chapter and the 14th verse, and it tells us this. Issachar is a strong ass crouching down between two burdens. So let me grab this precept here, right? In Genesis, the 30th chapter and the 18th verse. And Leah said, the Most High hath given me my hire. Because remember, Issachar mean what? He is hired. Because I have given my maiden to my husband, and she called his name Issachar, right? Now let's go back to Genesis, the 14th chapter, and continue on. Issachar is a strong ass crouching down between two burdens. Now, what does the scriptures mean by is crouching down between two burdens? I mean, I'm sure we're all aware of this, but, Mexico is between USA and South America, all right? And also, in case you're unawares, this is located in Mexico as well, further substantiating that these are Israelites. I'm sure you might be privy to this, but some people might be new and may not be aware of the Los Lunas Decalogue stone, all right? Now, it tells us this. What is the Los Lunas Decalogue stone? The Los Lunas Decalogue stone, also known as the stone or mystery stone, is a large boulder near Los Lunas, Mexico, bearing an inscription believed to be an abbreviated version of the Ten Commandments in Paleo Hebrew. All right? Continuing on, it reads, it's a controversial site, with some claiming it's evidence of pre-Columbian contact between the ancient Hebrews and Native Americans, while other believes it's a hoax. Well, it's not a hoax. Of course, they're going to put that in there to somewhat...
It's not a hoax. Because why? Because the narrative is everything in the Bible is white people. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Everything in the Bible is white people. Yet we see what the Edomites are doing to our people consistently. Let's go back to that video. Go back to the video.
Right, so thanks for him to settle this.
All right, this is bullshit. I remember I saw this. Oh,
Now,
man.
I'm sure a lot of
So you see what happened, and so let's look at the ice. Let's look at the ice raids. The same shit that they were doing not long ago. Ice raids, real footage.
more recent.
We begin.
From here? Where's here?
Look how fine she is. And look, I'm not trying to, but dude, you can't tell me that there's something that's not happening to some of these girls, bro.
Was you born here? Was you born here, man? I told you where you born here.
White folks need to stop fucking lying to us. Listen to this motherfucker and you'll see what I'm...
Remember this one? This one made me feel bad, bro. Look how she's jumping, dude. And then you got look at this fucking bald-headed Jake, bro. Look at him. You always, there's always 2/3. Oh my God, on both sides, bro. So-called black men and so-called Latino men have no fucking business being a part of this shit, bro. But that goes into the fucking indoctrination. That goes into us discontinuing from our heritage. It's embarrassing, bro. I get embarrassed and I get ragefully angry whenever when I see a fucking Judite in the midst of these fucking Edomites. Bro, I fucking hate it, bro. He's got no business being there. Absolutely not. somebody's fucking mocking her too. You hear the white boy, you hear the Edomite fucking mocking her, dude. Getting enjoyment out of it. And what precept is that? Raise it. Let me see if I can find it. Raise it. Is that even how it, raise it? Let me see. Remember. So look at this, bro. This is a Psalms 137 said, remember, Yahweh, the children of Edom, the same fucking race today, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Talking about America. Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee, as thou hast served us. Look, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against a stone. Where does this come from? Because they did it to us. They did it to the northern kingdom. Let me see if I can find that, bro. It's been the same race. Christopher Columbus. Oh, let me take that. I'm gonna say this. Did Indians have their children cut from their wombs? Look at this. It says it. Look at that. The user's query refers to a highly sensitive and specific act of violence. Historical records indicate that these brutal acts occurred during the 1947 partition of the British India. What? Oh, God. Here. No. See, another one. Let me, Native Americans. Native Americans. So you got to be specific because Esau has done so much everywhere, bro. Native Americans, government authorities, and reproductive. It doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to pull it up right away. Because you gotta like do a really decent search to find it, because they don't want people to know what they've done. But it's the same fucking people, bro. It's the same fuck. Like, I don't understand.
Now, I'm sure a lot of Mexican Americans know this.
Why
The whole point.
that white boy is filming that. Oh, that woman is in it.
We
That
begin with
woman-
white folks.
Look at that. Look at that. They're at it. Just look at this. Get the bullshit of, oh, they're not supposed to be here. What are they doing? They're building infrastructure. You gotta have skill to work on this, man. You gotta have the ability. And this is where these bastards, oh, go get them. Why? Because Esau told them during the Biden administration, same race of people, come over here. They were paying for them to come over here. We'll give you work. We'll get you set up. And then Trump comes in. And then during Trump's time, what are they doing? Look what they're doing, bro. Same shit that the Judite lady was talking about, bro.
White folks need to.
Look at that shit, bro. Every single one of those dudes can get down on the job site, bro. You want to get a project done? You hire Issachar, bro. It's just it's fucked up, and look, man. See, that's a fucking Northern Kingdom, bro. That's a Northern Kingdom getting ready to lock his own fucking guy up, bro. They're walking up to dudes at job sites, dog, in the middle of building shit, man. This is different, dude. And so this is, and also look at this one. This one right here communicates a lot. This is what's about to happen too. For all of us. This is not, and I'm not trying to take away what's happening in the Northern Kingdom. Fuck that. I wanted to focus on them in this lesson as much as I could. But this is what a man. Second Ezra, a man shall desire to go into the city. Yep. This is Jacob's trouble. This is all Second Ezra 17, 15, 17. Let's go down. Starting at probably 15. Starting at 14. Woe unto the world, and them that dwell therein. This is Second Ezra, okay? 15, verses 14 down. Woe to the world, and them that dwell therein. 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. Verse 16. For there shall be the seditions among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in the power. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. What is this communicating? This is martial law, but what's going to be going on? There's going to be so much fucking chaos. Okay? Look at this. 18, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, and houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Why? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Why? But shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of a lack of bread and for great tribulation. This is gonna be the worst time in human history that is coming, and everyone's gonna be bugged out of their mind. Jacob's trouble. It's coming, you guys. And Esau is our enemy. 2/3 of our people don't understand what the fuck is going on because they've been set up for destruction, right? They don't get it. And those of us who do know, we're going to be the target of Esau because he's trying to stop prophecy. He's trying to get the rulership back. He's trying to get the blessing back, and he's never going to get it. They're also trying to stop Yahushua from sitting on the throne. Jeremiah 30. The word that came to Jeremiah from Yahweh, saying, thus speaketh Yahweh, the power of Israel, saying, write thee all these words that I have spoken unto you in a book. For lo, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity. I'm going to turn the punishment around on the northern and southern kingdom. On the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and so-called blacks, I'm going to finally lift the punishment that they've been under all this time. That's what that means. That I will bring again the captivity of my people. Israel, he mentions the northern kingdom first. Those are your Mexicans. Those are your Guatemalans, your South Americans, your Brazilians, all the Latinos, Colombians, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, all right, and the Native Americans. And my people Israel and Judah. Judah goes into your blacks in America, your Haitians, and your Jamaicans, and of course we have people all over the earth scattered, looking like white people, Chinese people. Looking like Edomites, looking like Moabites, because we were scattered to everywhere. All right? Saith Yahweh, and I will cause them to return. This is the elect that's going to be caused to return to the land that I gave them to their fathers, and they shall possess it. And these are the words of Yahweh spakes concerning Israel and Judah, the northern and southern kingdom. That's why you see it like that. Ever since King Solomon, we've been split in two, you guys. And you never hear Christianity. You never hear the news. You never hear the people who claim to be us. You never hear them mentioning Israel and Judah or the process of all 12 tribes being restored back together. Yet it's all throughout biblical prophecy. This is how you know they are not speaking from the scriptures. That's all counterfeit. It's the controversy of Zion. Verse 4, and these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and Judah. Verse 5, for thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear and for not peace. Verse 6, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Verse 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. That's what's coming. The day that is great, that no day was like it, is coming in the near future. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And the he that shall be saved out of it is talking about the remnant, the elect, the hopeful elect. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck. Talking about he will break off Edom's yoke from off of the elect's neck. And he's going to restore us back into rulership with Yahushua. That I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. You know, no more of this shit. No more of these fucking ice raids, bro. Of them just having the mastery.
On top of the side.
Of them having the mastery over us.
White folks need.
No more of this, bro. No more of you seeing these ice dudes just being able to walk up to fucking Issachar and master them, bro. It's going to be turned around. Verse 9. But they shall serve Yahweh their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Verse 10. Therefore fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith Yahweh, neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity. And Jacob shall return, and shall be in rest, and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. All right? For I am with thee, saith Yahweh, to save thee, though I make a full end of the nations, because the nations are going to be destroyed. Yahweh says to destroy all the rulerships of the nations, including Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Whether I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished. Why? We did something, you guys. For thus saith Yahweh, thy bruise is incurable, talking to us, in thy wound, and thy wound is grievous. Why? There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up, that thou hast had no healing medicines. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. See, we were committing adultery. We were choosing the nations and their ways over Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. We were a whorish wife. That's why all this shit happened, you guys. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not. For I have... See, and you see right now, Catholicism is the Pope is praying to Mary, helping the Northern Kingdom. Fuck no, it isn't. How come it's not stopping the white man? Is white Jesus helping the Judites? Is white Jesus helping Issachar? No. Catholicism has never fucking helped us. Christianity has never helped us. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, and that enemy is the Edomites, the so-called white man, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquities, because thy sins were increased. Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. Judgment takes place under the sun, not burning in hell off planet forever. That's all bullshit. You get your judgment here. I pray that this lesson was edifying. Okay? I pray that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the hopeful elect brothers taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahushai. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.